Welcome to the final episode of Piston Hearted Talks. This is one show where we get your favorite bikers and adventurers all around the world and ask them wacky questions. In this series of 7 episodes, this is the last episode. Thank you all if you have been through all the episodes and watched all the episodes, and if you have not, you can go and watch all the other episodes. So for this last episode, the guest is one very dear friend of mine who has all the traits of a real biker. For him, brotherhood actually means a very important part of life, and his knowledge about motorcycles can actually fail service manual. Introducing Chabil Manual, as we all know him as Joe Baba.
Hello everyone, I am finally back on Piston Hearted's YouTube channel. I hope everybody's doing good. I am doing well. I hope GP is doing well. Thank you so much for getting me on board, and yep, let's go.
So this is end of season 1. I don't know when the season 2 is going to come, but for now, let's move on to the first question for Chabil. We all have missed our weekend rides because of lockdown, and that's the reason I want Chabil on his first question to define Fountain Hotel ka keema pao.
Well, Fountain, I have a lot of fond memories with Fountain. I was introduced to Fountain 10-15 years ago when I was a toddler. And every Sunday when I used to go there, I used to either meet some old folks that I met at Fountain long time ago and we made friends, or I used to meet new guys, seeing, bikers flocking in chit-chatting with strangers, getting to know them, getting to know their bike, getting to know about ride plans, getting to know about remedies, and all these used to happen over keema pao, over omelette pao, over chai maska. It's been fun. I still remember there was time that I used to go there every Sunday. Being in Ghatkopar, traveling was Fountain was still fun, though it was an hour journey. I have now shifted to Godbandar. Fountain is just like 20 minutes away from my place. But then life has changed. I can't go. I don't have time. But then, yeah, good. You reminder asking that questions. I will try and make it a point to ride out to Fountain. Maybe next week, or once when Uncle Corona leaves us and we are permitted to go to hotels and hotels open up.
This question was actually, I thought he would describe how Fountain Hotel ka keema pao is, because usually when we used to meet at late night for our normal biker meet, he would explain his favorite dishes in such an amazing way, that oil layer on top of keema and all those things. But he just took us into the nostalgia of how our weekend rides used to be, meeting random bikers, saying hi to someone who has the same bike as yours, talking about random rides. I'm sure we all miss that. Thanks, Chabil, for twisting this question's answer in such a way that now everyone is thinking about their weekend rides. Second question to you, Chabil, my dear friend, is first bike which you ever rode.
This is an interesting story. Again, I'll go back to the days when I was a little elder than a toddler. My uncle, during my school days, my uncle had a metallic grey color or a gunmetal grey Lightning 535. Man, what a beauty of a motorcycle. I still remember, I could hear him from far away, and I knew that he's coming home. And not just me, even our neighbors used to come and tell that, okay, your uncle is on his way. For those days, the Lightning 535 was way too advanced. It had that huge pod, the cluster, the meter. It had a tacho, and it had a speedometer, and it had your fuel gauge, and then it had various switches and lights and gadgets and gizmos for your indicators and starters and so on and so forth. The bike looked amazing. It looked like a Harley those days. And I remember whenever my uncle used to come in, people used to just walk around it. People used to just find a reason to see what the bike is and which companies made that bike. And people used to stand till the time it doesn't start and doesn't leave. So I have a lot of fond memories to it. That's the bike which taught me to ride. One fine day during my school days, I guess in maybe 8th or 9th or standard, I walked up to my uncle and I told him that I want to ride this bike. And he told me that that's not my cup of tea. I into 4 times, that would be the weight of the motorcycle, and that is something that I can't manage. So yeah, it was saddening, but then I had made it a point that no, I want to ride that. So on weekends when my uncle used to not be at home and travel out for work, what I used to do is I that's how I learned to ride the motorcycle. While he was home, I used to ask him questions. How do I start with the basic? What are the first things that one needs to learn to ride a heavy bike? And he used to tell me that you need to first learn to get it on and off the main stand. And the next thing should be you need to learn how to kickstart that motorcycle, because it was not like your Bajaj KB, the Champion 45, or it was not like your Shoguns or Suzukis or Yamahas or Samurais that you just kick and it starts. You have to check whether the engine has the right side of compression, and you have to see whether the amp, you have to check your amp meter before starting. You just can't jump on the kick. So I took it very seriously. And the day when he used to not be at home, that's when I first learned to, remove the bike off the main stand and put it back on main stand. That took me hours, and hours turned out to weeks, and weeks turned out to a month. I eventually made it. Once I learned to remove the bike on and off the stand, I then learned to kickstart the motorcycle. Now this was fun. The bike is still in use. It's in Bangalore. It's been sold. Somebody bought it from my uncle a decade ago. Restored the vehicle recently. I was in Bangalore for some work-related thingy. So I met the owner. The bike is in good shape. He's using it. Extremely happy. I rode the bike then in the month of Feb. Felt nice. I wish I could bring it back, but then अब इतना टाइम नहीं उसको संभालने.
If you guys know what a Lightning 535 is, anyways, this guy is the first guy on Piston Hearted Talks, I mean in season 1, whose first bike is actually Lightning 535. I mean 535, a 535cc first motorcycle which he ever rode. I'm sure you all know Joe Baba from one video which we made, which was explaining Royal Enfield's brass accessories.
बस रस्सी बांध दो और लगा दो, मम्मी खुश. बाजू वाले का बच्चे का बारसा है, छोटा बच्चा है, कड़ा चाहिए, नो प्रॉब्लम, रॉयल एनफील्ड इज देयर. उसके बाप का बारसा है तो ये बिना नो प्रॉब्लम, रॉयल एनफील्ड है ना.
And I'm sure that video went crazy.
गर्लफ्रेंड पटाना है, रिंग लेने के लिए पैसा नहीं, नो प्रॉब्लम, रॉयल एनफील्ड. बस ऊपर का पायलट लैम्प कवर निकालो, उंगली में पिना दो, नहीं तो अंगूठे में पिना. खुश.
I mean, we have 185k views on that video. That is 185,000 views on that video, which is, I'm sure, huge. And that was just a random video. I mean, I just took my camera and I was like, hey, Joey, let's make a video on all this brass accessories. On that video, we had 783 likes, but we also had 345 dislikes. We got a lot of hate on that video because we spoke about Royal Enfield in a very offensive way, because people get offended if you talk about Royal Enfield. I mean, thoda bhi kuch bol do Royal Enfield ke bare mein, people get offended. So let's do it again. Tell us 2 most stupid modifications on Royal Enfields.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I am sorry whoever did not like the video. I'm not an anti-Royal Enfield guy. I mean, I've spent my life with Royal Enfield. Yeah, but then that was just for fun. And I have also praised the motorcycle for its simplicity and for it being pocket friendly. You just need to know how to take care of it. All I wanted to convey is that it's your bike. Just it was just my opinion. But then it was fun. It was fun, bro. Especially the pittal. बाप का बारसा है तो बड़ा वाला रिंग दे दो टेल लाइट का, और बाप के बेटे का बारसा है तो छोटा वाला दे दो बांगड़ी बना के. And that was fun. Yeah, people still ask me. I mean, there are people who watched it long time back. I remember one fine day I was on a ride to Igatpuri and I stopped at Datta Vada Pav, Agra Road, Bhiwandi. And this random odd person walks up to me and she tells me that I have seen you on YouTube, and I was like, wow. आपके बाइक के पिछवाड़े में गोल्ड स्टार लगवा लो, टेल गनर लगवा लो, रेड रूस्टर लगवा लो, पूछ भी लगवाओ वो सीआई जैसे साउंड नहीं करेगा. Please stop putting that jaban like mud flap, that ghagra like thing behind your bikes and get it stabilized with a metal rod with a free flow silencer. Dude, you're making no sense. Right? You're simply just harassing everybody on the road. Nobody likes it. Please take it off. And the most funniest bit that I see is when they put that mud flap and then there is this old Canon logo and it says made like a gun and goes like a bullet. Dude, are you serious? You telling me that Royal Enfield goes as fast as a bullet? I am sure in your life you've never seen a bullet being fired out of a gun. Stop saying this ek gear nichu puri dunya pichu, and that's not applicable to a Royal Enfield. तुम पूरी दुनिया नीचू कर दो फिर भी हमारी रॉयल एनफील्ड का लिमिट है दौड़ने का, इतना दौड़ाइए. Because there may be some egoistic person right behind you on a 390 Duke waiting to just bite your backside. And the second most stupidest or hideous modification that people do nowadays are with the lights. God damn it, what's wrong? You're riding a two-wheeler, you're not driving a Hummer or an old Defender that you want 10 lights, 2 on your handlebar, 2 right next to your headlight, 2 on the guard, and then 2 behind and 2 up, down. Where? Why? The company is giving you enough lights so that it is visible for you in the night. If you think that visibility is a challenge, yeah, get a light which doesn't kill the oncoming person. People have just gone crazy. I've seen people switching on 4 auxiliary white lights in cities. Come on, you wanted more light so that you're not blinded and you don't go and bash or bump into someone. With this light installed, you will be safe, but don't you think that the oncoming person is going to be blinded and he will come bumping into you? Without the lights, you bump into somebody. With the lights, somebody bumps into you. So why be a bummer? Can you not use it where it is required and not the city? I mean, you don't look like a Hummer. It looks like, you've come in for some Garba competition. बघतोस काय बुलेटने ओव्हरटेक केलेला आहे, कशाला रे, प्रेमाने चालवा रे.
Joey stood to his case. I mean, he did stand by his style of explaining the stupid modifications on Royal Enfields once again. I'm sure we're going to get hate for this once again, and I'm proud of it. Garba competition wala lights. Fourth question for you, Joey, is tell us 3 rules which robots of future with human capacity or capabilities should follow or should have.
Oh my lord. Okay. Rule number 1, dear robot, make a damn rule. Rule number 2, follow the damn rule. Rule number 3, be consistent in following the damn rule. That's the 3 rule that you should be really worrying about and following. Because humans, we all have lost it, maybe.
Seriously thought Joey is not gonna answer this question because he would be like, Chal re, don't ask me about all these stupid questions of robotics and all, but he did answer, and I think I'm quite happy with what he answered, and I'm sure you guys are happy to put a thumbs up. Actually, put a thumbs up for the previous answer. Joey is one person, when he starts talking, you always feel that क्या बात कर रहा है बनता है तू, like क्या बोलता है bro, क्या बोलता है तू. So that's the reason the last question for you, Joey, is very serious one. Like, one advice from you to everyone in the world, everyone who's watching this show, everyone who's not watching this show, everyone in the world, one advice which everyone should follow. I mean, follow or not follow, but one advice to everyone.
My advice, since you've given me that opportunity, I would want to tell everybody is like, please mind your own business. So नहीं, तू तेरा देख और मुझे मेरा देखने दे. That's what I am trying to say. I mean, don't you think it will be great if we all mind our own business, if we all mind our own life, if we all do the right things individually? When everybody starts doing the right thing the right way individually, everything would eventually turn out good, is because everybody is doing what is right. Everybody is checking their own things. Everybody is looking into their own problems, their own happiness, their own joy, their own sorrow, and not poking their nose in somebody else's business. That's how we'll be able to survive. Instead of just laughing at some other country and telling that, okay, they are royally screwed with a virus or with a worm or whatever. Why don't we mind our own things? Why don't we do things to take care of us, our people, our motherland? Imagine when everybody starts doing this, when everybody starts, starts thinking about living their own life the right way, doing the right things, and putting their life the right things. I am sure they will have no time to poke their nose in somebody else's business. And eventually, one fine day, the earth will become a better place for all of us to stay, including Royal Enfield owners. So yeah, that's about it.
And I'm happy that I'm ending this first season's last episode on such a nice note, on such a nice advice. That is, stop thinking about what people will think about you, or what people think about you right now. लोग तो बोलते रहेंगे, bro. Do it what you want to do in life.
Well, thank you very much, GP, for having me on your show, on your talk show. I wish you a safe life. Please stay safe. Continue with the good work that you've been doing, with all the social things that you've been doing. Give my regards to Captain Rhodes and to all you piston-hearted out there.
On that amazing note, we end season 1 of Piston Hearted Talks, and I'm sure you guys are happy that we did this season of 7 episodes. Second season, on the other hand, I don't know when it's going to come. I don't know if it's going to come next month. I don't know if it's going to come next month. I don't know if it's going to come next year, but it will come. So to know when next season is going to come, you guys have to follow me on Instagram, subscribe to this channel. Moving on to the feature of Piston Hearted Talks. On the other hand, I am coming up with a new series. Obviously, Piston Hearted Talks has ended, so I'm coming up with a new series. Not Piston Hearted Talks, but a new series. I'm not going to announce anything about it, but wait for it. It's coming. So subscribe and put the bell icon on, or whatever they do, so that you get notifications of when my new series starts. And do share this series, that is Piston Hearted Talks, with your friends, so that we can come to the new season very soon. All you piston hearts out there,
Don't be a royal can.